so into the Holocaust. I read The Diary of Anne Frank twice. I've been to so many movies watching, you know, what happens to the Jewish people. I cry. And then my friend, like, when she's Caucasian, Bess, we're like really close. And she kept saying, Sherri, you got to go see the museum, the Holocaust Museum. I said, that's okay, but you know what, Dad? I said, I'm really disappointed that they don't have anything to show the slaves. I said, this country was built on slaves. And I said, and she was like, you know what? They're going to suppress that. And I said, you know what? They don't have to anymore because we don't care. It would just be the thought you could go in and look, right? Just go in and look and see how it was actually done. Because the first time I ever saw slave chains, my best friend worked for LA Times for like 30 years. We went to college together, Tony. And she took me to an African museum that this black guy in LA owned. And he had like part of a ship, he had like these slave chains, he had whips, he had like everything. But it actually brought you, like when you read books, it actually brought you to realization of what really happened. If you would have saw those, it was like, oh my God. And I thought, okay, here we are in the Capitol. We have all these museums of how our founding fathers founded America. Let's come on and tell the truth because we're changing. So let's bring out the truth. And the big, huge change is Obama's the president. We never thought a black man would be president.
Where were you raised?
I was raised in San Francisco. I'm from San Francisco.
And so
And now I live in Las Vegas for 30 years.
It doesn't really matter where we were raised, right?
Yeah,
This is just like...
It's just like a big change. We were masked for the 8 years. Okay, they're like, first... Everybody wants to change and they want to know the truth. Okay, now we know the truth. Now he keeps telling us more truth. But nobody wants to really hear the truth because then they're, oh, we're in this. No, we've been in this shape for a long time, people. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen yesterday. It didn't even happen a year ago. This has been going on and on and on and on and on. And you know what? They didn't just suppress one race. They suppressed the whole country.
That's right.
The whole country was prostituted. So that's how I feel about it.
That change. So when you say the word change, those are the things that come to mind for you. Because, you know, everybody was talking change. By the time we got to the election, it didn't matter who people were supporting. We were all saying that word. And so I've been curious, what does it really mean to people?
It means we're coming full circle almost. We're coming to a point. We all know what's happened. So now it's time to build our country over and do the right thing. I don't mind helping. We make enough money. I don't care. I have to pay my taxes. In fact, I owe them a check when I get home. It's okay. I don't mind. Don't be so greedy that what you do is you hurt people. There's people homeless. People losing their jobs. It doesn't matter what color they are. They need help. I told my husband, I said, out of the jail that we get, if we make a huge amount, because I read to schools. I go to little communities where there's black children. Their parents are in prison, jail. The stories they tell me, I can't believe it. But I always talk to them about pensions. I talk to them about Obama. In fact, I'm going to show them this book when I go back, Harry Reid. I'm going to show them pictures of Harry Reid. And then I'm going to get the book. I have one book to make it two, one for the teacher. And then instead of reading a storybook to them, I'm going to read real books to them. So that is what I'm going to do.
Well, so another thing that's been curious to me is kind of the other side of change. And you've sort of been talking a little about that already. In all the change, what's important to have remain constant or the same?
Which what?
Important for you to remain constant or the same.
Constant? My constant thing would be to get this economy back in shape and make sure we do help poor people. And you know what? And a lot of people say, why is he talking about education? He's talking about education because you've got to educate the poor. We need to educate them so we can all live together. Okay, my husband's also a commissioner on the juvenile justice, and I didn't want him to do that. He was appointed the last 8 years to do studies and help people get jobs. And I was scared because I was like, oh no, you're going, because we're not educated. You're going in and out of these prisons. I don't Will these people know where we live? Because I was born middle class, upper middle class, San Francisco, ballet, piano, all the little lessons, and debutante, whatever, college. So to me, when he said he was going to go to these prisons, I was scared to death. But then after he started, and I started going with him and talking to people, just like I'm talking to you, then you wouldn't believe it. It's like, okay, because my husband's a professor, he said, we have to educate them so they don't come out on the streets. And see, and they have a choice too, because they have choices to get an education in prison. They have programs. So those that don't choose that, those are the ones that don't want to be helped. Think about it. I don't know if you ever saw Jeff Henderson on Oprah. He is a black chef that went to prison, and he's famous now. He was on Oprah, and he wrote a book.
Oh, you know, I think I've heard of it. Yeah, yeah.
He helped my husband with that. Actually, my husband asked him to help him, and then they helped each other. They did culinary arts, all kind of programs to help people, because he did it.
That's the way, isn't it?
Jeff Henderson.
Yeah.
He has a book out, too.
I'm going to write that down. The other thing is, as you look out on all of this that's going on in the country, what stand as concrete signs to you that we really are changing, that it's actually happening?
Just by us voting for Obama. That's like the concrete, that's topping it all. That tops it all. Think about it. And it wasn't black people, it was white people that voted him in. They're like, you know what? We're tired. Sorry. And now, sorry, Sarah Palin, but she wasn't for us. And she'll never be for us. Never. Because she has the old way of thinking. We all have new ways. Look at you, traveling around. Look what you're doing. It's wonderful. It's great.
It's about giving back now.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. Let's